Is there actually a quarterback controversy going on in Texas? Because there shouldn't be. I'm really confused as to why this story has picked up steam. You have some talking heads like Paul Finebaum saying comments like this.
What did Arch prove with this performance, Paul?
He proved that he can take this team to the national championship. And I know that Quinn Ewers has a lot more experience than Arch Manning, but what I saw from Arch Manning Saturday and what everyone saw has me convinced that there's really not much drop-off.
We're talking about one half of football, right? Against UTSA. Like, are we talking about the same thing? How is this a real story? And I think the craziest thing is Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning have the same odds to win the Heisman Trophy this year. I think a lot of that is probably due to Vegas trying to limit risk in case things do get weird in Austin, but that's still shocking to me. It's not like we're talking about replacing a struggling QB at a big program. Ewers took this team to a 14 playoff last year and was a few plays away from going to the national championship. He's also coming off a game where he put on an absolute clinic against Michigan on the road, throwing for 246 yards and 3 touchdowns. We're talking about a QB that was the favorite to win the Heisman coming into this year, with wins on the road against Alabama and Michigan under his belt, and we see one half of football against UTSA and Arch Manning's the guy. With all that said, is there a world where Arch Manning could take over going forward? Yeah, there is. Their next game on Saturday is against Louisiana Monroe, which I believe Quinn Ewers will sit out for. This will give Arch Manning another really good chance to put up video game numbers. On top of that, we're talking about a player with the last name of Manning. If Ewers does have an off game, the fan base will push for Arch because of who he is. I personally don't think Sarkisian thought going into the season that there would be a quarterback battle this year. But if Ewers has 1 or 2 off games and the big boosters at Texas and rabid fan base start pushing, he'll feel the pressure to make the switch, in my opinion, which is crazy to think about. As I mentioned before, I'll be covering a number of college football headlines, stories, and teams throughout the season. So if you enjoyed this type of content, feel free to subscribe.